When it comes to getting in the best shape of your life for 2025, what I'd like to say is that I think it's important to understand, what does it mean to be in great shape, and what does it mean to be to you? Or what does it mean to you, right? So I think for a lot of people, it's how they look in the mirror. And I think that's super admirable, right? I want to have a six pack. I want to look good. I want my hips to be here, my shoulders to be there, my chest to be here, my legs to be here, whatever it is, right? And that, in fact, is really more about body composition than it is shape. And the reason I say that is because I've come to understand that being in shape is really about training your nervous system, right? Training your nervous system. And so I'll go out and make this statement and say that I think it's impossible to ever get truly in shape in a gym. You can't really get in shape in a gym. Now, if you
What do you mean by that?
Well, I'll explain it to you in a second. If you have an exceptional insight into training, I believe you can use a gym and actually get in shape. But I would say 99% of people that use gyms are not getting in shape. And the reason is this: they are lifting a weight, they're running on a treadmill, they're pedaling a bike, they're, doing their squats, all that sort of stuff.
Yoga classes.
Yoga class, all of that, right? And yet what happens is that the environment is too predictable. The weight rack is always the same. The dumbbell is always the same. The treadmill is always the same. The bicycle is stationary. It's always the same, right?
Yeah.
There is no challenge to the nervous system. If you're going to get in shape, what does it mean to be in shape? When you can ski down a Black Diamond Hill, when you can run down a trail, when you can run up a trail, when you can mountain bike through more difficult terrain, right? When you can navigate crossing a stream, to catch a trout in another, pool over there. This is your nervous system that enables you to have balance, to have agility, flexibility, the ability to navigate really lots of unseen and unknown obstacles that will be thrown in your way. That's actually getting in shape. Like, I think the people that are doing the Tough Mudders, they're actually training their cardiovascular system and their strength, and they're also training their nervous system, right? Because they've got to get over and under and through and all this kind of stuff, right? That's training right there, but that's not in a gym. You're outside. I think you want to feel the air. You want to feel the coolness or the heat. You want to feel the wind. You want to feel the terrain is somewhat irregular. It's like we're hiking this, but we're not on a sidewalk. We're navigating roots and trees and stems, and we're doing that going up, and we're doing it jogging down. This is how your brain gets in shape. And I think because the goal of being in shape is to be fast, agile, strong, quick, balanced, right? With great cardiovascular capacity, reserve, recovery, and flexibility. And to do that, you've got to train all that. And what I find is that people that are only quote unquote gym rats, they never get the variety that it takes. And so they can look good in a mirror, but still not be in very good shape, if that makes sense. So anyway, that's my take on it. So the first thing is to understand, what are you going for in 2025? And I would encourage you, if you're listening to this, to really think about, what do I need to do to get in the best shape of my life, right? Am I going to take up surfing? Am I going to take up, running, a trail running? What am I going to do? What am I going to do to get out of the gym so I can challenge my nervous system?
Variety is key. I love hiking. I love cross-country skiing. I love rock climbing. I love working out here at home on my tonal, sitting in my sauna, cold plunge, on my Carol bike. I mean, that's one of the things. I try and just do variety.
Yes. And some of the equipment that you mentioned is gym equipment, and that certainly has a place. Like, you can do things on the Carol bike in a controlled situation that you might not be willing to try outside. And so that can be good. It can build other things. But what I found is that when I focus on training now, I no longer focus on my muscles. I never focus on the muscles. I used to focus on the muscles. It's like, well, this feels like some resistance, or this feels like that. or this is, I've got a burn now in my muscle, right? Or I've got this or that, right? And I actually stopped doing that. I only focus on the nervous system. And if you think about it, what does this movement feel like when it's done as, with my nervous system completely aligned? What does that feel like? And all of a sudden it's like, oh, it just shifted. I'm actually going deeper here and I'm going further there, and I'm, my whole body's better aligned, right? And so if you think about your nervous system instead of your muscles, you'll actually get a big clue. The other thing is that when you don't pay attention to your muscles and you pay attention to your nervous system, you can go much faster. So when you're paying attention to your muscles, it's like, oh, it's hurting, it's burning, it's this, it's that. So I'm gonna back off a little bit. When you don't care about the muscles, and I don't say that you don't care about them, but what I'm saying is you're not focused on the muscles and you're focused on the nervous system. It's like, oh, I think my nervous system could go faster. I think I could go harder here, right? And your muscles come along for the ride. Guess what? They come along for the ride, and you get in shape faster, and your nervous system gets stronger. It's really quite phenomenal.